If you're in the process of setting up your OFM agency, you'll reach a point where you've signed your first client and now it's time to onboard them to your agency. Now this video is going to be helpful for those that already have current models or you've signed your first model. So I'll be going through the differences if this is your first model or if this is a new model and you're just onboarding them to your agency and you want to do it as best as possible. So imagine you're at this point. You've signed the contract, you've done the call with them, they've said yes, they want to work with you, and now it's time to actually start working together and start getting them great results. The very first thing you need to do is invite your model to a WhatsApp group with your whole team, introduce them all. If it's just you, and this is your first model, and you're doing most of the service, this will just be a WhatsApp chat with you and the model. But if you're at the point where you've got a chatting team, you've got chatting managers, you've got a social media team, you've got someone in charge of all your marketing, a WhatsApp chat with you, the model, your chat manager, and also the head of your marketing team. And this way, you'll all be able to communicate as effectively as possible in different areas. And this way, you'll be able to communicate together in the most effective way possible over different sides of the business. Such as if the chat manager needs a specific piece of content quickly, they'll be able to message your client directly and get that sorted out without going through you, therefore saving you a bunch of time. Same for marketing. If they need to implement a new marketing strategy, they can contact your client super fast and you don't have to deal with it. So having 2-3 points of contact in your agency will just speed things up and remove you from doing basic tasks like passing on messages, just slowing things down. You want everything to flow quickly and remove yourself from bottlenecking all of your operations. So once this group's set up, everyone's in contact, all the introductions will be done. You need to put a few basic documents in place to help the rest of the team. The main thing that we do when we sign a new client is we'll create a Google document for them where all their content and other documents will be. It's really good to have one of these, which is a copy. And one of the first things you need to do is send them basically a questionnaire that's going to fill out their basic information, such as age, height, all of that, hometown, all the information they'll need. When your team is chatting on the account, they can just refer back to this so they don't get anything wrong and don't scare away any subscribers by giving out the wrong information and appearing fake. So once you've created your WhatsApp chat, your chat manager or you can send this over to the model. They can fill it out. It'll take them 5-10 minutes. And after this, when they're chatting on the account, it's going to be a lot more efficient instead of having to keep asking the model questions that they can just answer once and you can reuse 100 times. Once you've got that basic information, you'll also need a following document for custom content that's been ordered through the OF. So if a fan wants something specific and he tips a set amount for it, you can enter in the date, the amount he paid, the amount OF takes, the profit, the customer's username, the length of the video, and the actual description for the model to create that content. This can all go onto here, and the model can have a copy of this in their drive that they can access. So anytime there's a new piece of content sold that needs to be created, the chat manager can let your client know. They'll have this sheet here ready, and they can create it as soon as possible. This just keeps everything organized, and you don't miss any orders and get any chargebacks. And at this point, you have everything you need to put your 24-hour chatting team on the account and start making sales without missing anything or getting any information wrong. So once you've collected these, you should collect these as soon as possible. Once you've added to the WhatsApp chat, get this information available for your chat manager and your whole chatting team to give them the best possible chance to get great results on the account as soon as possible. And the final thing you want to add is just a Google Drive that has all of the content you need, all the folders you need, so you can keep everything organized. You're going to have a folder for Twitter, for any of your other traffic sources. So Twitter, OF feed, Reels, anything like this, there'll be a different folder for each piece of content you need. And anytime the model has new content to give you, they can upload it into this drive. It'll all be in the same place, it'll all be organized. So your chatting team, your marketing team, and you knows where everything is and it's all organized. So after these 3 things are complete, you can move on to actually putting the marketing in place for the creator once the chatting team is live and working. And this is normally done through an interest call. This will be done either the day after or on the day that you sign the creator once everything else is done. It should be within the first 24 hours of them signing the contract. So a little bit more about the interest call. Do you want to talk about the model's interests, find out what her hobbies are, find out what type of content she actually wants to create? Because you usually find with OF creators, they've just been kind of forced into making the basic generic OF content and they don't really enjoy it and it's kind of a chore for them. So a really great thing to do is find out what they would actually like to create content on, because you want to build them into an influencer, not just a generic OF girl. And this ties into them not having a set niche, So if they don't have a niche at all, it's very important that we find out their interests and put them into the correct niche that's going to do best for them and they're going to enjoy making the content. This could be anything. It could be gaming, it could be fishing, like it literally could be cars, it could be anything at all. Just any niche that other people will enjoy and they enjoy. You can create content around this and add a sort of OF funnel, an OF spin to it. You can do this through captions, through outfits in the videos. You can spin any niche into a way where it will convert to OF subscribers. You want at least 2 of these that she's happy to stick to, and you're going to try those out for the next 60 days. A variety of different platforms such as TikTok and Instagram for the most part. After you know this information, it's important to find out how busy their day is, what their schedule is normally, and what time they can usually create the content and how much content they're willing to create. So you can ask them questions like, how many hours a day do you have to put into creating this sort of content? Will your kids be home at this time? Like, do you have any kids? Do you have any other commitments that you need to work around? Find out all sorts of information that could stop them from making the correct amount of content, and try find workarounds where you can put a plan together and they can build the content creation around their normal life. Once you've noted this all down, you've found what content's doing well in their current niche that they want to go into. Here's where you go away. You or one of your team members will put a plan together, and this plan will basically outline what their schedule will look like so they have the best possible chance to fit in the content creation and make the correct amount of content for the 2 niches that they just agreed to. Now this content plan, it doesn't have to be crazy. It can literally be on a Google document, and you'll have Monday to Sunday. For example, here you have Onlyfans, 7 feed posts uploaded every Monday. That'll keep the OF account full of feed posts and you don't have to worry about that for the rest of the week. And then for TikTok, you can say either they can create 21 videos, so that's 3 videos a day for the whole week. They can create that all in one day and not have to worry about it. Or if they're super busy and they don't want to do that and they'd rather make content every single day, you can just write in here 3 videos per day inside each box. Then for Twitter, the easiest thing to do is just get them to create 20 to 40 images and GIFs that can be posted on Twitter throughout the whole week. This can be done on Monday, Tuesday, it can be done on any day, and just keep that recurring every single week and you'll never run out of content. For Instagram, the best thing to do is just take your TikToks and post them onto Instagram as well. This saves you creating a whole nother load of content that's unnecessary. You can just reuse the content you're using for TikTok and it'll work just fine on Instagram as well. So the TikTok and Instagram short form content will be the exact same and you can reuse it on both platforms, and you can also post this to YouTube Shorts as well. The second thing for Instagram, if they're not going to give you account access to their Instagram, they'll have to post stories themselves. So every other day they can do a promo story, they can put their link there back to the OF, which is going to help them bring more subscribers. So you can schedule in every week. They need to do a certain amount of stories, they need to do a Q&A on their story, answer fan questions, and you can have all this scheduled in for them as well. Next thing, you can give them a trend report, and this trend report will just outline what current content that's doing well outside their niche that they could see and then create inside the niche. If there's a fitness trend going on but it's to do with food and your client is in a cooking niche, they can take the fitness trend and implement it in their cooking content as well. So you can also steal trends from other niches, put it into here for them, and they can create that content. And it'll just be generally once a week you'll send over 21 trending videos. They can see what's doing well, they can get ideas from it, they can get inspiration, and it'll make it a lot easier for them to stay consistent with the content creation. For TikTok as well, if you want to use tags, you don't need to, but if you want to add in a little bit of extra chance to get shown in the algorithm, you can give them the correct hashtags for their niche to use. They can take this, they can implement it in their content, and they don't have to worry about what hashtags they should be using. You can also add more information about promoting that OF through their Instagram. So if they're posting it to their story, they also want to be going about their day-to-day life, taking normal stories. So say they're at the gym, they'll put a little picture up of them in the mirror, something like that, and then they'll just slip in a promo story on the next one. So it's not just every time someone clicks their story, it's promoting the OF. That's going to turn people away, that's too salesy. It needs to just be, you just need to sneak it in between the normal content that the fans like, and then sneak in a promo post so they don't really notice, but some of them will click it and some of them will subscribe to the actual OF account. Another important thing to get as soon as possible is verification pics, as your team will be chatting to their fans on their OF account, and you might get guys that are a little bit skeptical. They're like, oh, do you have an agency working for you? How do I know it's you? Please hold 2 fingers up. So you'll get your client to create these images already, where they're doing different movements with their hands. You can send this over to the fan, and the fan's going to believe it really is your client and not have any more doubts. You can also include this small diagram just to help your client understand the sales funnel, where they don't want to be promoting other social medias from other social medias. You don't want your TikTok promoting your Reddit, which is promoting the Instagram, then it's sending them to Twitter, because no money's getting made there. You're just sending them around a big free funnel. You want everything always going closer and closer to subscribing to the OF, because that's the only way we're going to make any money. So once they have this schedule, they're happy with it, everything's been put in place, they have trending videos to copy, everything like that's done, you can move on to the final call before you begin. And with this confirmation call, you'll call the model, you can share your screen, you can go through their schedule with them, they can make sure they're happy with everything, make sure everything's understood, clear up anything as such as, will you be managing their Instagram, will they be managing it, or do you need to log in? Any doubts, any questions they have, you can go through, you can help them with it, you can move stuff around to accommodate their schedule, you can make sure they can create the content for the OF, ask them about what's in the vault, ask them if they do certain things, if they don't do certain things. Find out all the information you need that could stop them from successfully following the schedule you've just made. So they should go through, they should agree to everything because you already had the previous call. And once they're happy with everything, they've confirmed it, you've got a good timeline, you know what you're all doing. Your client knows what content they need to do, you know what you need to do for your client to get them great results. At this point, you can start the marketing for them, you can start the chatting for them, and you can just watch the results roll in. So I hope this video cleared up the most effective way to onboard a new client to your agency. If you would like a little bit more guidance or access to this actual template that you can use anytime, you can use all the documents, you can copy them, you can use them in your agency, this will be shared in our free Discord, so just click the link in my description and you can access this template for free. Hopefully this helps you get great results with a new client, and I'll bring you something else very, very soon. Take care.